Ladies and gentlemen, solitude offers a unique opportunity to gain clarity of thought. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world, it can be challenging to find moments where we are truly alone with our thoughts. The constant influx of information, opinions, and demands from others often creates mental clutter, leaving little room for introspection. When we intentionally carve out time to be alone, we open a door to self-reflection and a deeper understanding of our inner selves. In solitude, the noise of the outside world fades and our thoughts come into sharper focus. It is in these moments that we can ask ourselves important questions. What do I truly want? What are my values? What path do I want to follow? These are questions that often get drowned out in the chaos of daily life, but they are essential for personal growth and fulfillment. Alone time allows us to engage in this introspection without external influence, helping us make decisions that align with our authentic selves rather than succumbing to societal pressures or the expectations of others. Furthermore, being alone helps us process emotions more effectively. When we are constantly surrounded by others, we may feel the need to suppress or ignore our feelings to maintain harmony or fit in. Solitude, however, gives us the space to sit with our emotions, understand them, and work through them. This process can be both healing and enlightening, leading to a greater sense of emotional well-being and self-awareness. Solitude also fosters a state of mental stillness that is essential for clarity. In a quiet environment, free from distractions, our minds have the chance to rest and recharge. This mental clarity often leads to better problem-solving and decision-making. For example, many successful individuals have credited their greatest breakthroughs to moments of solitude. It's in these quiet times that the mind has the freedom to connect ideas, recognize patterns, and think creatively. In addition, being alone allows us to evaluate our relationships and external influences critically. When we're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to adopt their opinions, values, and goals as our own without question. Solitude provides a chance to step back and determine which influences truly serve us and which do not. This process helps us to cultivate a stronger sense of self and ensures that the choices we make are aligned with our own desires and principles rather than being a product of external pressures. Lastly, solitude offers a profound sense of empowerment. When we realize that we can find answers within ourselves and don't always need external input to make decisions or solve problems, we feel a sense of control over our lives. This empowerment leads to greater confidence as we learn to trust our instincts and believe in our ability to navigate life's challenges independently. In essence, the clarity that solitude provides is not just about finding answers. It's about creating the mental and emotional space necessary to discover who we are and what truly matters to us. Through solitude, we find the power to live with intention and authenticity. Self-reliance is a skill that is nurtured in solitude. When we spend time alone, we are compelled to rely on our own resources mentally, emotionally, and practically. This process builds resilience, fosters independence, and allows us to recognize our capability to handle life's challenges. In a world that often emphasizes collaboration and social connection, the value of standing strong on your own is sometimes overlooked. However, it is an essential foundation for personal growth and empowerment. When we are alone, we face situations without the immediate input or support of others. Whether it's solving a problem, making a decision, or simply navigating through a difficult day, solitude teaches us that we are capable of managing on our own. This realization is profoundly empowering. It shifts our perspective from dependency to autonomy, giving us the confidence to trust in our abilities. Over time, these experiences build a deep sense of self-assurance, which becomes a powerful asset in all areas of life. Solitude also allows us to take full ownership of our actions and choices. When we make decisions in the presence of others, we can sometimes be swayed by their opinions or seek their approval. But when we're alone, we are free to think independently. This independence enables us to make decisions that align with our true values and goals rather than conforming to the expectations of those around us. In doing so, we become the architects of our lives, guided by our inner compass rather than external influences. Another benefit of self-reliance developed through solitude is the ability to confront and overcome challenges. Life is full of difficulties, and while support from others can be helpful, there are moments when we must face obstacles on our own. Solitude provides the space to confront fears, analyze problems, and devise solutions without distraction. It helps us develop the critical thinking and problem-solving skills necessary to navigate life's complexities. The more we practice relying on ourselves, the more resilient we become in the face of adversity. Spending time alone also fosters emotional self-reliance. It's easy to seek comfort from others when we're feeling upset or stressed, but solitude teaches us how to self-soothe and manage our emotions independently. By sitting with our feelings and understanding them, we build emotional intelligence and gain control over our reactions. This ability to regulate our emotions without external validation or reassurance strengthens our inner stability and enhances our overall well-being. Moreover, self-reliance doesn't mean isolating ourselves or rejecting help from others. It means recognizing that we have the capacity to be our own anchor. When we cultivate self-reliance, we become stronger contributors to our relationships and communities because we bring a sense of wholeness and confidence to our interactions. Ultimately, the self-reliance gained through solitude is about discovering our inner strength and realizing that we have everything we need within ourselves to succeed. This realization empowers us to face life's challenges with courage and to live with a greater sense of freedom and independence. Personal growth flourishes in solitude. It's in those moments of being alone that we create the space to focus entirely on ourselves without distractions or the influence of others. Growth requires time, reflection, and an openness to change things that are often challenging to achieve in a world filled with constant noise and external demands. By intentionally spending time alone, we give ourselves the freedom to explore, learn, and evolve at our own pace. Solitude provides the perfect environment for self-discovery. When we are alone, we have the chance to strip away the layers of societal expectations, the opinions of others, and the roles we play in various relationships. This peeling back allows us to connect with our authentic selves. We can ask important questions like, who am I outside of my relationships, job, or societal labels? And what truly matters to me? These questions can lead to profound insights and help us define our values, goals, and aspirations. Additionally, being alone fosters creativity and innovation. Many great minds throughout history, from writers to scientists, have relied on solitude to generate groundbreaking ideas. When we're not distracted by the chatter of the outside world, our minds can wander freely, making connections between ideas that we might not notice in a busy environment. This free-flowing thought process often leads to bursts of creativity and problem-solving that can propel us forward in our personal and professional lives. Solitude also encourages us to step out of our comfort zones. Without the safety net of others to rely on, we are pushed to try new things, develop new skills, and tackle challenges on our own. This process can be uncomfortable at first, but it is an essential part of growth. Each time we take on a challenge alone, we prove to ourselves that we are capable, resilient, and resourceful. These experiences build confidence and reinforce our belief in our ability to handle whatever comes our way. Furthermore, time alone allows us to set meaningful goals and take deliberate steps toward achieving them. In the presence of others, it's easy to adopt goals that reflect societal expectations or peer influence rather than our true desires. Solitude helps us tune into our inner motivations, allowing us to create a vision for our lives that is genuinely our own. With this clarity, we can focus on actionable steps that align with our long-term aspirations, ensuring that our growth is intentional and aligned with our values. Finally, personal growth through solitude extends to emotional resilience. Spending time alone requires us to confront our thoughts and feelings, which can be a powerful form of emotional processing. By sitting with our emotions rather than avoiding them, we learn to understand and manage them more effectively. This emotional growth not only enhances our relationship with ourselves, but also improves our interactions with others. In solitude, we plant the seeds of transformation. By dedicating time to ourselves, we nurture our potential and create the conditions necessary for true personal growth. Solitude is not just a pause from life's demands, it is an investment in becoming the best version of ourselves. Creativity and innovation thrive in solitude. When we are alone, our minds are free to wander, explore, and connect ideas in ways that are often impossible in the midst of distractions or constant social interaction. Solitude creates a unique space where creativity can flourish, unencumbered by external pressures or the need to conform to the expectations of others. It is in these quiet moments that some of the most groundbreaking ideas and imaginative breakthroughs are born. Being alone allows the brain to enter a state of deep thought. In social settings, our cognitive energy is often consumed by conversation, managing relationships, and processing external stimuli. While these interactions are valuable, they rarely leave room for the uninterrupted focus required for creative thinking. Solitude removes these distractions, giving us the mental space to dive into complex problems, brainstorm freely, and explore new perspectives. This is why many artists, writers, and innovators actively seek solitude to do their best work. In solitude, we also have the freedom to experiment and take creative risks without fear of judgment. When we're alone, there is no one to critique our ideas prematurely or discourage us from pursuing unconventional paths. This sense of freedom fosters boldness and originality, encouraging us to think outside the box and push boundaries. Some of the most revolutionary ideas in history were developed in isolation, where the creators could focus entirely on their vision without interference. Furthermore, solitude enhances our ability to access a state of flow, a psychological condition where we become fully immersed in an activity, losing track of time and achieving peak performance. Flow is often associated with heightened creativity and productivity, and it's more easily achieved in a quiet, distraction-free environment. When we are alone, we can focus deeply on a task, allowing our minds to reach this optimal state where creativity and innovation thrive. Solitude also encourages introspection, which is a critical component of creativity. By reflecting on our experiences, thoughts, and emotions, we gain deeper insights into ourselves and the world around us. This self-awareness often serves as a wellspring of inspiration, fueling creative ideas that are deeply personal and meaningful. For example, many writers and artists draw on their solitary reflections to create works that resonate with universal human experiences. Another benefit of solitude for creativity is that it allows for daydreaming. While daydreaming is often seen as unproductive, it is actually a powerful tool for creative thinking. In moments of solitude, our minds can drift freely, making unexpected connections and generating new ideas. Studies have shown that daydreaming activates regions of the brain associated with imagination and problem solving, making it an essential part of the creative process. Finally, solitude provides the opportunity to refine and develop ideas without external distractions. After generating initial concepts, time alone allows us to analyze, iterate, and perfect our work. This process of refinement is essential for turning raw ideas into fully realized innovations. In essence, solitude is not just a break from the noise of the world, it is a fertile ground for creativity and innovation. By embracing alone time, we unlock the full potential of our imagination and give ourselves the freedom to create without limits. Emotional resilience is often built and strengthened in solitude. While relationships and support networks are valuable, the ability to process emotions independently and cope with life's challenges on your own is a profound skill. Solitude creates the space necessary to develop this skill, allowing us to confront our feelings, understand them, and grow from them without relying on external validation or distraction. It is in these quiet, reflective moments that we cultivate inner strength and emotional stability. When we are alone, we are faced with ourselves. There are no external voices to drown out our inner thoughts and no distractions to divert our attention. This can feel uncomfortable at first, especially if we are not used to spending time with our own emotions. However, solitude gives us the opportunity to confront our feelings head-on. By sitting with our emotions, whether they are sadness, anger, joy, or fear, we begin to understand them more deeply. We learn to recognize the root causes of our feelings and how they manifest in our behavior. This self-awareness is a cornerstone of emotional resilience. Understanding our emotions allows us to manage them effectively rather than being overwhelmed by them. For example, instead of reacting impulsively to anger or suppressing sadness, we can use solitude to process these emotions in a healthy way. Over time, this practice strengthens our ability to navigate difficult situations with composure and clarity, even when we're under stress. Solitude also teaches us how to self-soothe. In moments of emotional pain or distress, it's natural to seek comfort from others. While this can be helpful, it's equally important to know how to comfort ourselves. Time spent alone allows us to develop strategies for coping with challenges independently, whether through journaling, meditation, creative expression, or simply sitting quietly and breathing. These tools become invaluable when external support isn't immediately available, giving us the confidence to face difficulties on our own. Moreover, solitude fosters a sense of independence that enhances emotional resilience. When we rely solely on ourselves to process emotions and solve problems, we realize that we are capable of handling life's ups and downs without constant reassurance from others. This realization builds self-trust, which is essential for resilience. The more we trust in our ability to manage emotions and overcome obstacles, the less we fear future challenges. Solitude also provides a safe space for reflection and growth. After experiencing a setback or hardship, time alone allows us to analyze what happened, learn from it, and move forward. This reflective process helps us to reframe challenges as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable problems. It also strengthens our belief in our ability to bounce back, reinforcing the idea that we are stronger than we think. Finally, emotional resilience built in solitude doesn't mean isolating ourselves permanently. Instead, it equips us to engage with others in a healthier, more balanced way. When we can process our emotions independently, we bring a sense of stability and strength to our relationships, enhancing both our personal well-being and our connections with others. In essence, solitude is a training ground for emotional resilience. By spending time alone, we learn to face our feelings, trust ourselves, and emerge stronger, more grounded, and better prepared for whatever life brings our way. Self-love and fulfillment are cultivated in solitude. In a world where we are constantly surrounded by noise, distractions, and the demands of others, it's easy to lose sight of ourselves. Solitude provides a sacred space to reconnect with who we are, what we need, and what truly makes us happy. It is in these quiet moments of self-reflection that we begin to understand and appreciate our worth, fostering a deep sense of self-love and contentment. When we spend time alone, we shift our focus inward. This shift allows us to examine our own thoughts, desires, and feelings without the influence or judgment of others. By tuning into our inner selves, we can better understand what brings us joy, what challenges us, and what areas of our lives need attention. This self-awareness is the foundation of self-love. Without it, we risk basing our sense of worth on external validation or conforming to societal expectations rather than embracing our authentic selves. Solitude also gives us the opportunity to prioritize our own well-being. In our busy lives, we often place the needs of others before our own, neglecting self-care in the process. Spending time alone allows us to pause and focus on ourselves, whether it's through rest, engaging in hobbies, or simply enjoying a moment of peace. These acts of self-care are not selfish, they are essential. They remind us that our needs and happiness are just as important as anyone else's. Furthermore, being alone teaches us to enjoy our own company. Many people fear solitude because they associate it with loneliness. However, there is a profound difference between being alone and being lonely. Loneliness stems from a lack of connection, while solitude is a choice to connect with oneself. When we learn to find comfort and happiness in our own presence, we realize that we don't need constant external stimulation or companionship to feel fulfilled. This realization is incredibly empowering. It reinforces the idea that we are enough just as we are. Spending time alone also helps us set boundaries and make decisions that align with our values. When we're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to fall into the trap of people-pleasing or saying yes to things that don't serve us. Solitude gives us the clarity and confidence to prioritize what truly matters to us and to say no when necessary. This practice not only strengthens our sense of self-worth, but also ensures that we live authentically and intentionally. Additionally, solitude fosters gratitude. In the quiet moments of reflection, we can appreciate the beauty of life and recognize all that we have to be thankful for. This gratitude fuels a sense of fulfillment, reminding us that happiness often comes from within rather than from external circumstances. Ultimately, self-love and fulfillment are not destinations, they are ongoing practices. Solitude is the space where these practices take root and grow. By embracing time alone, we create a foundation of self-respect, self-compassion, and inner peace, allowing us to live more authentically and joyfully. In solitude, we discover that our greatest source of love and fulfillment has been within us all along.